And we're back with another episode of Thompson's Comic Corner. And I'm here. I'm Chad. Does that make sense? But no, Zach, what the heck's going on, man? What are we up to?
Well, it was different being on the other side of that, but it was kind of fun. So I'm gonna have to make other guests do that just to make them feel awkward and for me to be like, hey, welcome to my show.
Right.
Today we're gonna do what Chad and Zach does every time, and it's usually we don't read a whole bunch of stories. We usually just read one, and it's just, one issue. And today we're gonna go way, way back into time back into I'm going to say what 1960. This came out in 63.
That's a very good guess. I don't know that answer off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me neither. We're going to guess because I think he came out in 62, so we're going to guess 63. So we are
No, we're gonna
reading.
we're gonna guess 65. April 65.
Holy shit. All right.
Yeah. Because I looked at the front of my book and that's what it says.
All right, good. Yeah, because I'm on the iPad and it doesn't tell me. Um so we are reading Daredevil issue number 7, which if you don't know what issue number 7 is of the very first series, it holds a very big key significance. And no, it's not because he just gets to meet Namor, which I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
It is because it is the first appearance of the all red costume.
Which fans of Thompson's Comic Corner will know we referenced way back when we were doing our Fantastic Four Doctor Doom stuff.
Yep. I remember that. That's what even gave us the idea to do this in the first place. Now, granted, that was, probably about a couple months ago. And,
It's been a minute.
hey, life gets busy. I mean, Chad does have an awesome podcast of his own. So, I mean, hey,
That's right.
we're
The
trying
Last
here.
Comic Shop Podcast, www.lastcomicshoppodcast.com.
Yeah, they have a shop too. Don't forget, you can buy t-shirts and shorts and all kinds of other fun things depending on the week.
That's right. We make up different shit all the time. Tons of fun.
Yes. Yeah, see, I ain't that far into it.
That's
You're gonna be lucky if you get a sticker.
my favorite thing. Andy used to always say, "Long story short," and so my goal in life is to develop a pair of shorts that just has the story like a novel written on the shorts, so we can have long story shorts. And we're getting one step closer with the whole merch store.
I I'd probably buy it. I mean, I did buy a t-shirt, so gotta show the support.
There you go. Thank you very much. Anything helps the podcast, and hopefully, you'll feel fashionable waltzing around town in your local comic cons with your Last Comic Shop podcast T-shirt.
Yeah, you can't miss me, dude. I got the purple one, so like I'm right out there.
Dude, I'm a purple guy too. That was always my favorite wiggle. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go
Oh
purple when I
man. Oh, you got me all thinking about fruit salad now.
can.
All right, we're showing our age at this point.
That's it.
All right, so now I'm gonna read this to you as it appears on page one. It says another super spectacular in the mighty Marvel tradition, written by the master of the spoken word, Stan Lee, drawn by the master of the printed picture, Wally Wood, and then lettered by the monster of the blurb balloon, Artie Simek.
Yeah, Simic. I don't know which.
Simic. Yeah, see, I can't read for shit. I'm sorry.
What's the problem is if you're anything like me, I've been reading these names since I was 9 years old. Never had a pronunciation guide. You just pick something and you went with it.
Yeah, I mean, the only good thing for us is you can type it into Google now and it'll read it right to you. Like it'll tell you, it'll say it back to you, which is kind of nice, but I'm too lazy for that.
That's a level of prep work I'm not ready to do.
All right, so if I told you that I had never read a Namor Submariner comic book, would you believe me?
Yeah, I'd be a little bit sad, but yeah, there's not a ton out there, are there?
Not really. I mean, there's a couple, but I've never even read like Infant or the Defenders, the Invaders. I've never read any of it.
Fantastic Four when he pops up, or the What Ifs, or
Nope.
the Jay Lee run where he looks like Jason Momoa.
Nope.
Oh man, that was good stuff. Or
Nope. I've
John
never.
Byrne did that book for a little bit. But yeah, Namor's had a couple of good stories out there, but
Nope.
none that
I've
I'm
never
like
done it.
drop anything or drop everything and read.
Nope. Not me either.
Did you ever read Marvels?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a lie. So yes, I did read Marvels.
Just that he's in it. Like a whole big thing is his whole,
Yeah, him and the
destroy New York.
original Human. Yeah, him and the original Human Torch.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's about it. Which the original Human Torch was a robot. If you guys didn't know that,
and that gets. Is he the Vision? Is he not the Vision? Is he like that gets real convoluted eventually?
so yeah, so Submariner is not somebody that I really know, but I kind of liked him in this story. Like it was actually a lot of fun. He's
Okay,
very arrogant and brash to the normal human, but to his people, him and the Black Panther are almost damn near the same character.
I can see those parallels. Yeah, he wants to do what's best for his people. Like he's trying to do the right thing, but also super huge dick. Just anytime he's talking to anybody else, like he doesn't have time for anybody, just busting through doors. Like you can fix it later. I'm
It
Namor.
did it did make me laugh though that he says that like this is the rightful land of his people, but he doesn't know how to use a spinning door.
In his
Like
defense, that was all developed after they were under the sea.
like that's so funny to me. And like he is such a pompous ass. And like he when he's walking down the road just staring at the military, they're like, "What do we do?" And it's like, brother, there's nothing you're gonna do. Like this man is gonna do what he wants to do. He don't
That's
give a
right.
damn.
And you know what he wants to do is sue humanity. And so
He, he wants his day in court, damn it.
that's right. He just walks into a lawyer's office like, "You're going to help me do this." And they're like, "We can't." And he's like, "I kind of believe you, but all right, I guess I'll just go wreck shit until I can sue humanity to get
Yeah.
the land for my people."
And it's so funny that like he thinks that like by doing all this, it's gonna get him what he wants. In reality, they're trying to blow him up. And then he's just like, I surrender. I surrender. And they're like, what? Wait. And then they try to put handcuffs on him and he just breaks the handcuffs like they're cheap,
Yeah.
knockoff Walmart bracelets.
It's like anytime in the Superman movies when they arrest Superman and they put him in the cuffs, it's like, like Namor's he's just not playing that game. He's like, "No, I'll walk, but
And
you're not getting the cuffs."
I find it like pretty funny that like Namor he doesn't get as much love because he is like he's kind of like all your favorite superheroes all wrapped up into one. He can fly, he's got super strength, he's good looking. He's just a prick.
Yeah,
He's
tiny
very
wings,
loyal.
pointy ears.
He's very loyal to his people. But yeah, like I reading this, it just made me think of like the original like Black Panther.
Well, there
Like
you
he's
go.
very loyal. Like he'll do what he needs to do for his people and not give a damn about anybody else.
Yeah, he's got that tunnel vision.
And like
He's
Matt Murdock, like Daredevil in this book, he's like Stan's kind of writing him like Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think there's a default stand that you get there.
Yeah, like he calls him like pal and come on, buddy.
That's that bravado with all the superheroes when they're crashing in.
Yeah, I always think of like reading those old Spider-Man books and that's how he would talk. And like I love Stan Lee's dialogue. I always have and I always will. And like I get it, but man, can he be wordy and it is very dated. And like I understand that, but like it's really dated. Like the way that they talk.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's so dense and like with the whole way the whole Marvel method works, where like the artist makes all the pictures and then Stan comes in and like he's trying to tell the story, but like Stan doesn't have the same story in his head that the artist did, and so he's working it out with all this dialogue and trying to explain everything here and there, and it does get really really dense there. But
Yeah,
the
it
art,
truly
man,
does.
the art in here is beautiful.
Yeah. So again, you're looking at it, is your pages like original or are they glossy?
They're glossy. I'm coming at it from the Marvel Masterworks. Let's
I got it on my iPad, so everything's glossy. It's nice and bright. I would really
yeah.
like to see this on like old paper,
Oh, I hear you, dude. The the old
just
like where you can
because,
see all the dots and
yeah, because you could just tell how beautiful it was.
Well, that's I was watching one of those cartoonist kayfabe videos, and they were talking about the Wallywood Daredevil, and like you can
Oh, Jim
see
Rugg and Ed. Um,
Pisker.
yeah,
Yeah, like, but you could. They point out how you can see some of the poses that Daredevil's using in like this and the next 3 or 4 issues, in like David Mazzucchelli's work, and like just when Wally Wood comes onto this book, you mentioned this is the first appearance of that red suit. And we alluded to this in that last show a couple of months ago. Wally Wood just decided that this is the better costume, and they went with it. Like there wasn't enough time to change it back to the original thing. So there's one little column in here or one panel where it's like, oh, I've been working for months to redesign my suit. But he comes in with this look and just redefines Daredevil, and like everything that Wally Wood does, it's all the stuff that Daredevil has used, for however many years since. How long ago was 1965?
yeah. You got the Billy Club. You got his the cane
Yeah, the
type
radar
of it.
sense wasn't
Yep.
a thing until Wally Wood, was doing the circular radar stuff around him. Um, but all of that happens. But like the poses in here, the way that he looks, like these are all moves that artists are still using. When they're
He
working on Daredevil.
flies a lot, and by that I mean like he's jumping a lot in this book. Like he is in the air a lot,
Oh yeah,
and like the
and
way that like he swings his body, like it's. I do see a lot. You see a lot of this movement in like the middle to the end of Born Again.
yeah. No, he's very acrobatic, but also at the same time he's still human. And like you'll get the parts where he's hunched over a little bit. You'll get the parts where like he moves like a human would, but just a super graceful one. And like the whole point of this story is Daredevil gets the living crap beat out of him by Namor, and like you can feel it there towards the end, like when he's struggling to get up, like it's all there in the body language. You can tell that he is spent.
Yeah, and Namor, his whole crusade is he's trying to sue humanity because he believes that his people have been screwed out of their land and he wants it back and he's trying to do it. I mean, I understand what he's trying to do because he doesn't want to have a war. I get it. Like, he's trying to be noble, but he's such a prick.
Right.
And him fighting Daredevil this whole time, he's like, I fought the Fantastic Four. I fought, who else did he say?
The
The
Avengers.
Avengers. And he was like, and nobody has stood up to me the way that he has. And I will spare everybody for now and go deal with what I have to deal with in Atlantis. And he goes back into the water. And it's like, you're shitting me. Like, Daredevil is literally just a human who's blind.
Yeah.
And he earned the respect of Namor like that. And like he don't respect the Avengers or Fantastic Four that way, but yet he respects Daredevil. Like, they laid the groundwork out for like Daredevil's a badass.
Yeah, he is. Even like midway through the book, the first time they have a little tussle where Daredevil's like, "Oh, if I get him near this pier," and then it's like, "Oh crap, I just put Namor in the water," and Namor reaches out and grabs him, and like Daredevil knows he's toast, but Namor is like, "Oh, this guy's trying to stick up for what's right," and he flings him back out of the water.
Yeah, he
Like
saves his life.
you can tell there's respect there, but like for Daredevil to go through that and then keep coming back, like Namor can tell, like, okay, like there might be something to respect out of this guy. There might be something to this humanity. After all, they've got people like this in there.
Yep. And I mean, sure, you guys have the 10-cent synopsis. I'm going to give you the 2-cent synopsis. Namor and Daredevil fight. Namor wins and gives up. And then everybody lives happily ever after.
There you go.
That's the 2-cent synopsis, man. They fight. Daredevil, oh, sorry, Daredevil gets his ass whooped.
It does.
Like bad. But he does get, he started, I couldn't help but laugh when he's hanging. So there's a scene where he's on a wrecking ball, and the first thing I think of is Miley Cyrus when
Oh
he's
yeah,
on the wrecking ball.
came in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, all in all, I'm gonna give this issue 5 stars. It's fun, it's wacky, it's beautifully written, it's beautifully illustrated. It gave me a respect for Namor. I might actually like turn around and read a couple of Namor books just because first off, I know him and Sue Richards have like a thing going on, and like he hates Reed and Reed hates him all because, he's handsome, and they have like a thing. And I feel like I need to read the Fantastic Four books because I feel like they'd be fun.
There
So
you
for
go.
me, 5 stars.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. This is in my mind. This calls back to, and you mentioned some of the Amazing Spider-Man stuff with Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. There's that issue of Amazing Spider-Man. It's one of the best comics ever, where he has that weight on his shoulders and like he has to lift that weight. And like Daredevil at the end when he's pleading with Namor, is like, "Come back! You can't hurt the others. Come back and fight me." And like when he literally has no gas left, like this is the stuff that makes Marvel comics. Like this is the stuff that makes it better because he doesn't have all the superpowers in the world. He doesn't have heat vision. He doesn't, isn't the smartest detective or the world's richest man or any of that stuff. Like he's just a guy that's taken a beating and doesn't want to stop for the sake of the people around him. And like that's Marvel heroes, man. Those are the best ones. And so this is a perfect exemplification of that. So and the Wally Wood of it all, like I said, this is the guy that laid the track for Daredevil for years to come. Generations of artists to come have looked at this stuff and taken notes from it. And so yeah, it's anything less than a five would be critical.
I mean, and on top of that, just think about this. They changed his costume in this issue and it stayed 1965. We are in 2026 at this point. So you're telling me that's what, 61 years? It has not changed.
Yeah,
There's
little
been a few, I mean, they've done a
little
few
tweaks here and there, and
variations, but
yeah,
for the most part, he's always stayed in the red costume. I mean, we've
yeah.
had that monstrosity black one, but we're not talking about that. The one
But
with
yeah,
the goofy ass shoulder thing, and yeah.
and I'd be remiss just because it was that other show. My favorite part was when Wally Wood changed the costume. Jack Kirby had already drawn Daredevil in a Fantastic Four book that was crossing over in the old costume, and Stan Lee's like, "You want to change his costume, Wally? You go and fix it." And he made Wally Wood go back and ink over and redo all the Daredevils in there, in the new outfit. But no, I love it, man. But like I said, it's one of the best costumes.
It is. It is a beauty. It's a classic. So, Chad, I want to thank you for being on the show. It's always an honor to have you and Andy and JA and George. George is going to be here for a while because I don't know if you know this or not. I don't know if you've been listening or not, but George talked me into doing Crisis, Infinite Crisis. So, yeah,
That's exciting. Are you guys going issue by issue?
we are going. So far, we have done by the time this comes out, we should be doing the final, next week should be the final uh prelude to it, like the opening. So we should be doing the final countdown. It should be oh shit, I forget what it's called. The Villains. It's the Villains books, the one that we're
Villains
doing.
United or whatever.
Yes, yes, that should be the last one. And then we're gonna do a show where we talk all about the beginning of it, like before it starts, and then we're gonna be doing each the 7 main issues. We're gonna do an episode for each issue.
Okay. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I when we just did a show with George, we were talking about the beginnings of Civil War, which is around the same time as Infinite Crisis. And like that was such a fun time in comics. But man, I've told you in our text chain, like Infinite Crisis made me so mad. There was they hated the JLI, and that was my jam. My booster
Ah, see, for me,
golds.
yeah, for me, I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, they ruined Max Lord. They ruined Blue Beetle. They spray paint his brains all over the back. Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, maybe we should have you come on for an episode of it and you can air all your grievances. You never know.
There you go. Keep me in the loop, man. Thanks. So I always love coming on the show. I always have a great time.
It's so much. Like I said, it's such an honor to have you guys. And like I always say to everybody, I hope you guys have a great day and peace out, Cub Scouts.